today. I gotta turn down the lights for a little bit. As you can see, we got some lettering. Sorry, just checking my screen. Make sure you guys can see everything. I'm having a hard time with my camera setup. It's a bit obnoxious. Because whatever I do, these little suckers are in the way, which is really annoying. So, I am making glitter art, which is something that I do periodically as gifts and such. And I'm going to start by transferring my sketch to this nice Bristol board paper. It's nice and smooth, so it's good for gluing. My plan is to do the word dance here with glitter, all nice and pretty. And this is going to be a prize, not for my followers, sadly, but for a competition that my dance club, or the I've lost my English, the dance association that I'm a part of. They want to hold a little competition for their members. So one of our presidents asked me if I could do a glitter painting with a dance-related quote. I made one of these glitter paintings for her when it was her birthday because we danced together. I actually made quite a few for my burlesque girls because, you know, glitter is pivotal for a burlesque look, if you didn't know. So I thought, why not? It'll take me an evening or two to get that done, so I could definitely do that. And also it gave me something new and interesting that I could stream. So here we go. I don't know how long this is going to take. Don't know if I will stream the whole thing. We'll see how far I get. This probably won't take too long because it's not the most advanced. The part that takes the longest is obviously the part that I'm sketching right now, getting all the glue, and getting the glitter to look good on fancy pants. Lettering can be a bit of a challenge, but it's fine. I've done this before. It's not my first rodeo. Not my first glitter rodeo. So I'm going to start by sketching in all the letters. As some of you saw in my post on Instagram earlier today, I was painting a bit today. I actually had a friend over who wanted to practice watercolors. COVID safe. We were both in good health and kept our distance. We sat on either side of my kitchen table, so that's a pretty safe distance. And she's like the only person that I basically socialize with. And yeah, I did some watercolor. was having a hard time. It was not a good painting day for me. I mean, I'm sure everyone else thinks the result is fine, and I'm sure it is. I'm just really picky. I liked the line art and the concept, but I wasn't liking the way the paint was coming together. But it's one of those moments where it's like, just trust the process. Once you've fiddled and added a couple hundred layers of paint, it's going to be fine. So I'm gonna get this done with pencils first, and then once I'm happy with the lines, normally I would paint the part to be glittered with a light wash of watercolor, but I don't know if I'm going to do that today. I think I might actually just go with one of my gray pigment liners. It's going to be covered by glitter anyway. It just feels like it's more work than necessary to do it with paint. I think my thinking was when I started doing these was that the watercolor wash would be good in case any paper showed through, but that hasn't been the case as of yet. I've been able to get my glitters really nice and opaque, so that hasn't really been a problem. The end curly Q is perfect. I haven't used this Bristol paper much, actually. I'm more of a watercolor paper girl, but to keep the precision and everything nice, I only have really pretty rough grain watercolor paper, and which I love because rough grain just looks really nice when you paint it on it. But for this, I'd like it smooth because I'm going to be using basically school glue, clear glue, and a ton of glitter, and the less texture that the glitter can get stuck on, that's, you know, not the letters, the better. So we're going to go with that. And obviously the quote is, "Life is better when you dance." I guess that's true. I think for a lot of people. And especially, you know, the way the world is today, with all the issues happening, it's nice to just dance and not have to think about anything else, which is definitely the case for me when I dance, because, I mean, I say I'm a dancer, but I'm no dancer. I'm not, you know, I haven't grown up with dance. It's something I started doing as an adult. And as an adult who barely knows left from right, it's a bit of a challenge. So 150% of my concentration is on getting steps right. Remembering which way to spin, which is my Achilles heel of dance. Always spin the wrong way when I'm learning a new choreography. And you know, having that 2 hours of just 100% concentration on nothing else is really therapeutic for me. It's like I can be having the worst, most anxious day, but when I get into the dance studio, it's just like down to business, to defeat the Huns. No other cares have room here, and that's really great. And then by the time those 2 hours are over, I'm so exhausted that my anxiety is just like, eh, see you later. I'll come back some other day. And usually that works. So that's nice. So I definitely recommend go dance. Go dance something difficult, like bachata, which is some fancy footwork, a lot of left and right, and quick steps and stuff, which really does take a lot of concentration. So I'd recommend that. So there we go, sketch done. Light table off, ring light on. Let's get this doodad out of the way. my light table down there. So there we go. Sketch is done. What is it? So obviously I'm going to put this in a frame later. A nice deep frame. And normally I prefer the frames from IKEA where the glass is, you know, like a centimeter away from the picture. But they'd stopped making the model that I like, which pissed me off a little bit. So I'm going to have to sort of jerry-rig my own version of this, where I got the nice the Riba frame, which is the deep edge one, which is the same model basically as the deep set ones that I like. But I'm gonna cut a bit of cardboard to go all around the edge so that the picture gets recessed a little bit, because I don't know that it's an actual problem, but I don't like framing these where the glitter is right up against the glass. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like you lose some of the luster of the glitter if you don't, you know, if it doesn't let the light in from all angles. So that's my reasoning for doing that. And, right, so inks. I'm going to go in with this light gray shade from this set of gray inks. It's got 2 warm shades and 2 cool shades. I'm going to go with the lightest cool shade, just to make it as invisible as possible. Could go in with a yellow marker, I guess. No, that's not water. It's water soluble, so I shouldn't do that. Right. This seems like a lot of work, I know. I'm doing like twice the work, both the sketch and this, but I am nothing if not a perfectionist when it comes to my art. So I'm just inking around the letters. Doing my favorite style of fake it till you make it brush lettering, where I basically draw the letters. This isn't like fancy, you know, written with an actual brush, because I'm not very good at that yet. I'm trying to practice. I just drew the letters and gave them the shape that I wanted and made it kind of look like someone's drawn this with a brush. So these contours that I'm doing now are not going to be visible. It's all going to be glitter. Glitter. I'm going to be using gold glitter because I don't know who is receiving this, since it's going to be a prize in a contest for the Dance Association. I have no idea who's receiving this, and I wanted to do something that was fairly neutral, that would work anywhere. I was going to do silver at first because I love the way silver glitter looks, but then I should have chosen a black frame because I feel like there's not enough contrast with the white frame and silver glitter. So I went with gold. Gold is nice. And the glitter that I have is almost a bronzy gold, which is very pretty. And these curly cues are meant to look like, you know, dancing, someone twirling, obviously. I do hope that comes through. My plan was originally to do this bit off camera and then start streaming the fun parts, the glitter. A, that would be a pretty short stream, because I don't think that's going to take too long. And B, my friend stayed a lot later than we expected. So I didn't really have the time to do that. At least I'd prepared the sketch. That I actually did yesterday. I actually sketched a bunch of lettering designs yesterday that I want to make into glitter paintings. glitter art. I don't know what to call these. Glitter art, because it's lettering art and glitter. Oop. Oh, oh. Having some trouble with curves. And mistakes are pretty easy to cover up because this is all going to be glitter. And no, I don't use biodegradable glitter. It's still not that easy to come by. I think it's a great concept. But I've done a little bit of research on this glitter issue, and it seems that the issue with plastic glitter as an environmental hazard isn't quite as relevant at least in Sweden, but I think in general in Europe, because we don't have landfills. Basically, I think the issue with plastic glitter, as far as I understand, is that in the U.S., trash ends up in landfills, and if there's loose glitter, it's going to fly around and end up in streams and whatever natural habitats and screw up the ecosystem. Which I get. That's awful. Don't do that. But I think the issue in Europe and Sweden is don't let it get in the water, basically. So I think as long as you are careful about disposing of your glitter, make sure that you put it in the trash, or I don't know if it's recyclable. I mean, it's plastic, so it should be. Don't flush it down the drain, because that's where you start to get problems. And that is also relevant for me as a burlesque dancer. Not that we have a lot of shows right now because COVID, but using a lot of glitter makeup, which I do anyway because it's fun. Everything is better with glitter. To not wash it off in the sink. And there's a life hack for that, where you just take tape, like Scotch tape, the frosted kind, the kind that doesn't rip paper to shreds. Not like packing tape, because that's gonna rip your eyelashes out. What we call document tape in Swedish. You can tape it to paper and it doesn't ruin it. If you use that and remove the glitter, you can just roll that up and dispose of it in the trash and not wash it off with your face soap, so it doesn't go down the drain. So, pro tip, it's less messy, less glitter in the eyeball. You don't want that. And no glitter down the drain and not into the bellies of seabirds and whatnot. So use tape if you're not using biodegradable glitter. And I feel like that's starting to become more common, at least in cosmetics, I hope. I feel like the makeup world in general is becoming more conscious about the environment and the impact that our frivolous little hobby has. I think I've seen, a lot more reviews, like on YouTube and stuff, of packaging that is 100% recyclable, without a mirror, maybe cardboard packaging. I mean, let's be honest, how often do you throw out makeup packaging? At least I don't. I hoard my stuff. But like if you have a compact of powder or something that runs out, that it should be completely recyclable. And I agree with that. Mirrors are nice to have, but I would rather have a not destroyed environment for the rest of my life and today's children's lives, So there you go, the inks. They're looking pretty bad. You can't really see that unless you're close up, but it's got some sketchy ass lines there. That's fine, those are going to disappear. I'm not sure what to do with this bit. If I want that in black ink or not. I probably do. I probably do want that black. Do I have a pen for that? Did I leave them somewhere else? Because I don't want to do that last, because I'll be putting my arm in the gator. 0.8, perfect. I'm considering if I should do the L in gold. So where did I put my things? Oh, here. Oh, that's just the packaging. In those watercolors, I think I might do the L in that, but I'll just ink them for now. And I use dot grid paper to plan out my letters. I like that it's helps me to keep stuff straight, but doesn't constrain me with lines, because I can vary the height of the letters with pretty small increments. This is stressful. Inking is always stressful to me. I mean, worst case, I just start over, but it's like, ugh, it's a waste of paper. And I don't mind this not being 100% even. I mean, I do want it to look hand done. If I wanted it to be perfect, I could have, you know, typed it on the computer or vectorized it or whatever, but I didn't. This is human made. Yeah. That went better than expected. Life is better when you dance. And now, the fun parts. So I'm going to put away my pens. Clean as you go. Life tip. If you're using a lot of different materials, just tidy as you go. So I need a thin brush, and I would like an even thinner brush too, actually. Because there's some small details. That's smaller. Do I have an even smaller one? That's tiny. That's good. I think that's all I'm gonna need. And a bowl for my hair. Why is there paint in all my bowls? There's not paint in them, there's dust in them, which is equally as bad. There we go. One bowl for me. And you probably don't need as much glue as you think. I'll just blob some in there. Right, so I usually do one letter at a time-ish. Depends on the size of the letter. This one's pretty big, so I'll probably do 1/2 at a time. So first, am I even on camera? No. First, glue. I'm just painting it on pretty liberally and making sure to also cover to the outer edge of the ink. Like I said, that's not supposed to be visible. And I'm sure you could play with shades, like doing drop shadows on the letters, and then using maybe a more, like an iridescent white glitter. That would be pretty cool. I'll probably try that at some point. But today I'm happy with just the gold. So like I said, this is not for me. This is going to be a prize in a competition for the Dance Association that I'm a part of. I'm not sure what the competition is. It is just a lottery among the members, or what the plan is. I was just asked if I could make this sort of painting for that, and I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I'll give you some glitter. I don't know anyone who wouldn't be happy with glitter. And I chose this quote because it works for, you know, whether you're a professional, seasoned dancer or someone who's just taking a course and just having fun with it. Even if that's the only dance you'll ever do. It's just like, yeah, that was a good time. Life was better when I did that. Alright, I'm gonna go to my smaller brush. I'm realizing I don't have any water to clean my brushes with right now, so yeah, let's hope I don't ruin them. I have a glass of water to drink from, but I'm not sacrificing that for glue. So I do basically a layer at a time. It's like as much of the letter that I feel like I can do without it to start drying. Pour on the glitter, tap it off, and then I'll just like do everything in one layer, and then I'll go back and tweak whatever edges and fill in whatever gaps and fix stuff like that. Going outside the lines. Chuck a glob of that on there. Glitter! Oh, I'm so excited for glitter. I'm so excited for glitter. I haven't done one of these in a really long time. Alright, so here we go. First glittering. Woo! And these are just spice jars that I got at a cheap like gift shop that we have here. They were like 10 crowns each, which is great because I have quite a few of them. And if your glitter comes in decent jars, you don't have to worry about it. But these kinds of glitters that I had, they were cheapo glitters that came in really bad packaging. Okay, so I'm gonna tap. Ooh, look at that glitter. Oh yeah. Let's tap that off into a little receptacle here. Boop, boop, boop. And there we go. First part is done. If I'd had black glitter, I probably would have used that. But I don't, believe it or not, I don't have any black glitter. So I'm going to put this guy aside for now because I can reuse that glitter. We do not waste our precious materials here. And then I'll just keep going. Ooh. So yeah, I poured on the glitter and then I sort of gently pressed it down a little bit to make sure that it wasn't just hanging like on the top of the glue, that actually kind of sets in. And then I go in and do the rest. Now I wouldn't recommend like gluing over the glitter because I did that on my very first attempt of ever doing one of these, and the glitter just lost all its luster. Did not look as pretty. My goal was just to protect the art, but nah. I think just be careful about pressing the glitter into the glue and it should be fine. There might be some sort of glossy, like clear coats that you could use for this, but I don't know, I haven't had any problems with just using plain glue for the time being. I mean, it's going to be in a frame, it's going to be protected. Get those edges nice and smooth. That little corner there too. Alright. Glitter! Here we go. I'm going to dump all of it on there actually. Here we go. And then we press, press, press. Gently, gently. And I need to get rid of that, the sketch layer. And off it goes. Ooh. There, and sort of flicking the back of the paper will get any excess off. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is gonna look so cool. Let's get rid of the sketch layer because I'm going to have an accident if that's on there. So yeah, here's my sketch. I scanned it and just realigned it a little bit. You can see the dots in the paper there. So that's nice. All right, let's get on. I'm thinking I should save the curly cues till last so I can get these letters done without being in the way of myself. So I will put my arm in the curly cue if I don't if I do those first. So basically, I just keep going. Using kids glue, like school glue, is pretty good because it doesn't have any solvents in it and it won't hurt your glitter. Like if you're using inexpensive glitter and like super glue or something chemically, it might actually like melt the color off, which won't look so great after a while. You'll get like bleeding, the color bleeding at the edges of the letters, and that's just not the look we're going for. You want this to be elegant and precise. As precise as you can get. I mean, obviously a fine grain glitter would be a lot more precise. But I just love the way this chunky glitters. I like the way the big pieces catch the light. It just looks really nice. So here we go. I glued a little bit outside the lines there, but I think we'll be able to fix that. So, pour on the glitter. Woo! Just so satisfying. Oh. So I'll use whatever's in this little pocket until it's empty, and then I'll refill. Like I said, no waste. Life is better when you glitter. Maybe that should be my next one. Life is better with glitter. There you go. Keep going on the end. And I can see there are a couple little bald spots here and there, but I will go back and fix those at the very, very end. Just make sure everything is really nice and tight. Filled in. Don't want to see any paper through glitter. Another good thing about using slightly chunkier glitter is that it's easier to clean up. Like really fine glitter, like this kind of glitter is hard enough to clean up as it is. It gets stuck everywhere. I will be finding gold glitter in every crevice of my body for weeks. But if you're using like a fine grade cosmetic glitter, oh my gosh, you will find glitter in crevices you did not know you had. It is like the herpes of the craft world. It's there forever. The chunky glitter is relatively easy to get rid of. It doesn't quite fly around as much either, so it doesn't really get into all the nooks and crannies. But I will inevitably have glitter on my face, or somewhere on my body, which is fine. That is a state I enjoy being in, a state of glitter. Does not bother me one bit, unless it's in my eyes, because that, ow. And dump it on there. I mean, it is possible that this glitter might be enough for the whole word. It does not take as much glitter as you might expect. You really just need to coat the glue, or coat each letter, and then the glue itself will create some thickness and a 3D sort of effect. There we go. Life is better when you ban. Let's get C done. C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. I do wish that I had a colored glue that dried clear, because it is a little bit hard to see. I mean, I've got a bright ass light shining on my work, but it's still kind of like, did I really get every last corner? Is my face in picture? I hope not. So I will, of course, be posting the stream on YouTube, but I will not be editing it. Even if this turns out to be like a 20-minute stream, which is already too late. But I mean, I edited the rat stream, which was an hour and 20 minutes. I was up till 3 in the morning, which is not a healthy way to live your life. So yeah, I will not edit streams other than adding the end caps as a title, whatever. Just FYI. Life is better when you dunk. Life is better with dunk. Dunk. This is coming together nicely. Maybe I should just glitter the L. Is that too much? No. That's a moot question. You cannot have too much glitter. I'm not going to do the whole curly cube. So, Friday tomorrow, first Friday of the new year. Well, technically not, because New Year's was on a Thursday, wasn't it? But first working Friday, I guess. I hope everyone had a good start to the new year. It's actually a word now. Okay, let's go on to the swirly swirl. And I will use my little brush for that. The little one. Let's see if I can do the whole thing in one swoop and not break it up. Let's see. The weird thing about doing streams is that I like to play music when I art or a podcast. I can't do that on stream, or Twitch will say, no. No stream for you. Because of copyright. Which is fine, I get it. I could always put earbuds in and listen myself, but that's a slippery slope with music, because I might start singing and nobody needs to hear that. And also, I'll probably not speak, which seems a bit of a waste. I'd like to have contact. Feel free to use the chat, please do, if you have any questions or want to request something for a future stream, that's fine too. Or just tell me a dance story. When was the last time you danced? The last time I danced was just before Christmas. I think it was the 22nd, maybe? Or the 21st? We had our last practice before Christmas. There were only 3 of us in the room. We've also been careful not to be more than... The restriction here in Sweden is 7 people. And we're trying to keep that, and everyone's been really careful about not showing up if they have symptoms, or like me, I avoided for a couple weeks because we had several cases of COVID at work, and I just didn't want to take that risk with my friends and, their families, so I stayed home, and then I got sick. Not with COVID, luckily. But, yeah, there were 3 of us, and we did some bachata, which is not our usual style. But it's fun. It's difficult. And I think it was a good plan to do it with 3 people, because then our friend who was teaching us could give us some more time, which we definitely needed, because that is not an easy dance to do. Like, if you want a challenge, you take bachata. It looks really cool and really powerful and really, like, badass, but holy moly, is it hard. It's not my kind of dance. I probably would do a course in it, just because it's, yeah, I have a hard enough time as it is with right and left, but it looks cool. It was fun to try something new. I probably wouldn't have done if it weren't for her. So yeah, didn't do the whole, I can't speak, didn't do the whole curly in one go, because it was just too long, and I didn't want the glue to start drying. So, here we go, back at it again. So this is proving a lot easier to handle on the Bristol smooth paper. I'm pretty sure all the ones I've done before have been on watercolor paper that has had a little bit more grain. And it's just hard to keep the edges even with the glitter, because the glue will kind of seep into the grain and make things a little bit more difficult. So this is good. outside the lines again. Fine. And here we go. Yeah, it's looking like one load of glitter was plenty for this whole thing. So now I just have the bottom curl left. And the L. Because I'm thinking that's going to be glittered. Relatively short stream tonight. That's fine. You know, it's a work night / school night. So I'm not sure if I should upload the streams as is on YouTube or if I should speed them up, in which case my awkward talking will disappear. I really don't know how interesting it is to watch a stream, you know, afterwards. But I mean, to be fair, I do watch streams after the fact on YouTube because being in Europe, a lot of content creators that I would like to follow are on American time, which is just not always feasible for me to stay up and watch because I would like to feel like a human being the next day. So I do watch a fair bit of streams that are, you know, like an hour or two or sometimes longer. So I suppose that's feasible. The stream is always available to watch on Twitch as well after the fact. It stays up there for, I think, 2 weeks or 20 days or something, or 10 days. An X amount of days anyway. And that is always going to be the case. I will always do that. Because I also have people who might want to watch in different time zones, who also would like to feel like a human being the next day and can't watch live, and that's fine. Okay, last thing here. Let me go on to the fine details. Or the touch-ups, rather. There we go. Let's see. Is this glitter enough? Oh no! It should be enough. Let me just shuffle it down. There we go. Tap, tap, tap. And clean up. This is not an ASMR video, that's just my way of tapping off some glitter. And there we go. Ooh, look at that shimmer, so pretty. So now what I do is I get a clean brush and take a look at my edges. A bunch of cables in the way here. Just rearrange some stuff. There we go. Ooh. And then what I do is I take my small brush and then I just find the bits where there's missing glitter, like here. You can see in the corner there. Or you can't see because it's not focusing. You can just see the ink lines there. So while this refocuses, hello, I will dab in some more glue, just gently. Do this whole section at once, actually. All the little bits where I can see the paper. Doop, doop, doop. Wrangle those back into place. And then just sprinkle some more glitter on there. Let me get another clean brush. And basically just pat it into place. Oh, that's good. A bunch fell off there. And then basically just reapply glue and glitter as needed. And this is the part that takes the most time, because I'm a perfectionist and I want to get every little detail. And especially since I'm giving this away, I want it to look really good. There we go. Shoveling on some fresh glitter. Actually finding that the thicker brush that I have is a little bit better because it has a finer tip, strangely. No, that's fine. And we need some more here. Am I in frame? Yeah, barely. Quite a few bald spots here, so. I really like this shade of gold. It's very orangey, not so much yellow. Or sometimes gold is very green toned, but this is very orange toned, and I really like that. It's almost got like a hint of bronze or copper to it, which is pretty. Ooh. And there's a whole line here that needs to be readjusted. Like the whole edge. I kind of missed. Shoveling up the glitters, poking them on. And I can sort of sweep any loose glitters into place here. Let them sit. Let's see. Do you need some shaping up? Yeah, tiny bit. always kind of get in over my head with these. Like, I make the letters far too intricate, really, for the glitter. Like I said, I could be using finer glitter for this, but I really like these chunky ones. They catch the light so nicely. If the edges are rough, so be it. The glitter is the important thing. Okay, let's see. How are these edges doing? So I'm brushing a little bit here to see if any loose bits fly off and reveal ink lines. No, that bit's pretty good, but there are some bald spots here, so get a dab. Try not to breathe too hard on this glitter because the loose bits are flying. Get some pretty big bald spots, actually. Fix those right up. So this is the only time in which I would recommend painting or gluing on the glitter, because you can cover it up again. But yeah, gluing on glitter really takes away the shine, so I wouldn't recommend that. It does not act like a lacquer or a glossy top coat at all. Just saying. Let the glitter be naked. Naked glitter shines best. Definitely. So there we go, that's looking acceptable. So let's dab that off. Another reason that I don't want the frame of the glass right on top of the glitter is that, you know, if it presses against or moves or slightly bends the paper, the glitter will just go boink and fly off. Because even if it's glued down, that can happen. Even if I'm really precise with my gluing. Bits will fly off. Which is why they work in framed pieces, because they don't get jostled as much usually. Just put it on the wall and leave it. There we go, not too bad. The rest of the letters are actually looking pretty good. There's a bit baldness on the A here. And a bit of ink showing at the top. Fix that up in a jiffy. And sweep it on, and sweep it to the edges. Make it stick. And then there's a big old chunk missing right here on the N. I'm sure that's not at all visible from down there, but trust me. You need some concealer, glitter concealer. I did that once at a festival, when festivals were still a thing. I was there for the whole, 3 days, and slept in a tent. Not much sleep. It got slept, basically. And as I was at a festival, I decided, screw concealer, I'm putting glitter all up under my eyes. Yep, it worked fine. Why? What's that fluff? What is that? Go away. You're not glitter. I think that might have been like eraser fuzz or something. It was all up in my glitter. They have been removed from the premises now. Oh, there's a bald spot. There we go. Then I got the end. Any more bald spots? Gotta be careful with these thinner lines, like the upward lines that are usually thinner when you letter. Because it's harder to get the right amount of glue on those first time around. So yeah, brushing slightly at the edges will make glitters that are not quite stuck come loose. And that gives you bald spots, so you have to fix that. Ooh, my brush! It left. Yeah, basically the whole upstroke of the end was just like not covered. There we go, we can fix that. And then, I'll do all of this, tap off whatever excess, and then let that dry and go back in again, probably. Because new bald spots will appear once it's dried, probably. Obviously, I won't be streaming for that long. Just to clue you in on the process. Did I put glue anywhere else that I haven't? I think that's all it. So yeah, that made some glitters. Go, nope. So glitter is like, that's a plural. I mean, it's like, this is glitter. But like, what's that? Is that a glitter? Is it a something of glitter? A kernel? A morsel of glitter? What do you call a singular glitter? A sequin? It's like fish and fish. Is it a glitter? Many glitter? Many glitters? I don't know. I feel like you don't find a singular glitter generally. I mean, you don't really talk about those. You talk about glitter as in a lot of it, usually. One glitter is a glam. Can we call it that now? Can I claim that? One piece of glitter is a glam. There are many singular glams on my paper. Ooh, this guy needs some help. This guy's balding. Hello. The E is looking okay. Not too many bald spots there. A little bit here. I'm not happy with. I mean, the edges are not going to be completely smooth because the glitter is chunky, so I can live with that. But I cannot abide by the inks showing. It's not Not what we want. But I mean, hoping to get perfectly clean edges with this glitter is like hoping that your eyeliner wings are going to be perfectly symmetrical every day. It's just not going to happen. Go. I think we're pretty much all covered there. Let's see, I saw some bald spots up here in the curly Q. Make that look a little bit better. Way at the top there's a little point that's just missing. Spot there. I think I need to glitter that because I keep losing track of where I put the glue. Let's cover that up. I think that's where I put glue. I've already lost it. And then there's a bit here that needs some touch up. Boop. And there. And there. And there's a little bald spot too. There's a little bit along here as well that I need filling in. I'm gonna go over that whole stretch, I think. There we go. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Ah, glitter. Ooh. So if you dust that guy off. Ooh. That's looking a lot better. I can't see any bald spots right off the bat. I did get some convergence of lines, which is not intentional. So yeah, I think I'll let that dry properly before I start messing too much with the loose glams, as we call them. As we have now decided that they are called. There's a little glam that's out of place. But yeah, that's looking satisfactory, pretty much. Just saw one little spot here and a little spot there. So do you need... Yeah, that needs a bit too. So now I'm just getting into details that I don't think anyone else would notice but me. I was like, I can't give this away unless I think it's perfect. That's just how I roll. I will not give away subpar art. I think that's everything. There we go. And then let me erase any pencil lines here. Oh gosh. I think I'll actually fill in that L with black. Where is my pen? So that I can just make a thin line of gold on it. And I can still like have a black border. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just do like one line of glitter here. Or do I want glitter there at all? I'm a little bit torn. Oh no. I made a streak of paint. Oh, not paint, ink. It's okay, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. I was too quick with the brush. Artist problems. It's this kind of thing that happens. It's fine. It's fine, it's fine. I'll fix it. Later, that is. I can either extend the L further. That might look cool, actually. Let me try that with some pencil, just to see what happens. Because I really wanted this to have like an elongated feel. I suppose I could do that. What do we think? I actually kind of like that. Using your mistakes to your advantage. This is my way of life. I'm not sure how else I could do that. Make it look nice. Yeah, I'll do that. It's fine. The worst part of this is that I just did that live on stream. Like if I do that on my own in my art room and get pissed at myself, it's fine. But it's okay. I kind of like that. That looks cool. So I'm not going to do any erasing now. Let that dry for a little bit. I suppose I can. Oh, I just scratched my face. Now I've got glitter in my face. Oh, it begins. The glitter herpes has begun. It has spread. So this has started to dry a little bit, so I can sort of archaeologist my way through it. And just poke away any loose glitters that make the edges look too jagged. And make sure that all the bald spots that I intended to cover have been covered. Pretty much. Boop boop. Precision boop of glitter. The sea's a little bit uneven there. Once again, probably a detail that only I will notice. But don't want to see pictures of this on the Dance Association's website and be like, oh man, I missed a bit. So that's looking good. I'm using this tweezer not to grab the individual glitters, but to poke at them with something that's a little bit tougher than the brush, because they don't, if they're like half stuck, the brush won't always get them. Oh, that looks perfect. There's a couple here sticking out. It makes the edge look a little bit rough. Oh, there's a nice big bald spot that I missed. Just do a brushy brush here. We'll fix that. Right there where that line meets the curl. Big old patch of white showing through. Don't need that. Nobody needs that. And dump. So there we go. Do I dare erase the L now? Am I going to smudge more? Because if I do, I won't be able to save it. There we go. Saved it. Now the question is, should I put glitter on that or no? Maybe I shouldn't. Let me look at it on screen without. Yeah, I kind of like it without, actually. If I'm going to do glitter, it should only be like a tiny bit, like maybe like way at the top. Just to balance it out. Or not, because this is a lot of glitter. This is a pretty big, it's like, it's all over, so I don't think I need that. Nah. I've already made one mistake in the stream. Let's not make another one by adding too much. I need to know when to stop. Pokey poke. Pokey poke. Let's not poke that too much, it's still drying. And then she continues to poke it. Okay. So there we go. This took an hour and 20 minutes. That's nice. Effective use of time. I'm not completely done. Like I said, I will let this dry completely and then I will go back in and double check again to make sure that everything is just in place and that no more glitters have come loose before I frame this and get it prepared to be given away. I just found a bald spot. Fix that. perfection. I will accept nothing less from myself. I think maybe that end bit needs a bit more. So the hard part is doing like the ends of these lines. The sort of tapered little tails are really hard to get precise with glitter of this size. I was considering for a while filling in the letters first with a gold marker or gold pen, and then going over with glitter, so I could just to avoid that problem. But I don't have any. I don't have any gold pens of this shade. They're all more yellow toned. This one is very sort of golden, red toned, warm toned gold. Just poke those into place. And there we have it. It's a little look into my process of making these pretty glitter art paintings. I love making these as gifts to give away because you can obviously personalize them, choose a quote or something that you know is important to that person or relevant to their interests. And of course you can choose a shade of glitter that you know that they'll like. It'd be really cool to do black glitter on black paper. Like a text in white or silver and then just like boom, black glitter. That would look really cool. Oh, I keep finding cold spots. Now that I decided I was done, they all seem to turn up. Where'd the other one go? There, the E. So yeah, I'm gonna let this baby dry. And then probably finish it off tomorrow with the last details and put it in the frame. Let's take a little look here. What's she gonna look like in the frame? So basically that, but a little bit closer to the glass. So I need to make a cardboard border to give it some distance from the glass, to give it, let that shine really quickly. Oh god, I missed the edge of the table. So yeah, here we go. Life is better when you dance. Life is also better when you add glitter. Yay, so shiny. So shiny. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. That's it for tonight. Good night.